Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the marketplace. Coming up, IMF projects 3% growth rate for Ghana by the end of this year. Also coming up this afternoon, Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT touts strong financial performance, reaffirming ability to pay pension benefits beyond 2036.
We are very confident, and based on the current performance of the trust, that SNIT will be around for a very long time to come.
Plus, Ghana Standards Authority pushes for law on proper mining to fight galamsey.
Let's make that voluntary standard mandatory. When you bring it into a technical document, and that one enforcement can go on. And that one, nobody, there are penalty, there are all corrective action that has to follow.
My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us. And that was your look at the currency market. Let's begin from the U.S., where the IMF is projecting that Ghana's economy will grow by 3% by the end of this year. This was captured in the 2024 World Economic Outlook report released in Washington, D.C. Here's George Affe with more.
The projection is slightly lower than the 3.1% that government is hoping to achieve by the end of 2024, as captured in this year's budget. But officials of the IMF have, however, told Joy Business in Washington, D.C., USA, that these growth numbers will be revised before the close of this year. This is because the World Economic Outlook report didn't capture current developments in the economy. This is also coming at a time that the IMF staff, during the third program review, noted that Ghana would end the year with some strong numbers when it comes to the country's growth rate. The fund in the same report is also projecting that growth will hit 4.4% next year. However, the World Bank and its Africa Pulse report noted that growth will pick up strongly this year to hit 4%. A careful look at the numbers showed that all these institutions are optimistic about growth picking up strongly from next year. One is not sure for now how this could impact on investor confidence in the economy going forward.
Now, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT has reiterated its ability to pay pension benefits beyond 2036 due to a strong financial performance over the last few years. According to the trust, it has improved its financial performance and increased investment income in order to take care of its future obligations. Yes, more.
The maiden SNIT Symposium is a forum by the Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT to engage stakeholders on the operations of the trust and its sustainability. According to the Director General of SNIT, there is enough evidence that pensioners will receive regular payment even in the next 20 years. He has been addressing journalists after the forum.
Our service offering has improved very significantly. We are applying technology. We have digital platforms which make the work easier for our contributors. And also, we are managing costs better. We are managing our investments more prudently. And all in all, we are doing everything that we can, and it's within our capability to ensure that the scheme works better. So the idea of SNIT not being around is a non-starter. We are very confident, and based on the current performance of the trust, that SNIT will be around for a very long time to come. So we don't even consider the issue of when SNIT will not be around. We have never missed a pension payment, and we are not going to miss one in the future.
He has also used the opportunity to push for some amendment that will allow contributors to pay more to improve their earnings after retirement.
Is what you put in is what you get out. And as we highlighted, there are people who are earning significant amounts on retirement based on what they put in. So likewise, if you look at your basic salary, whatever figure is there, your pension will be a function of that. So we are effectively starting that discussion that to improve pension payments, we have to look at what goes in to the contributions to SNIT. I think that is the central point.
The trust also introduced new products to attract self-employed persons onto the scheme.
Now, the Ghana Standards Authority is pushing for the introduction and adoption of a new law to mandate the use of ISO 14001, an environmental management framework across all mining operations. This proposal is expected to form part of measures to fight rise in illegal mining by enforcing sustainable mining practices to reduce environmental pollution and degradation. Here's more in this report.
Destroy lands, water bodies, and threatens Ghana's biodiversity. 65% of the country's water bodies have been polluted by the activities of illegal miners. Vast arable farmlands have been degraded with almost no hope in restoration. Mining is done haphazardly, especially by small-scale operators, leading to the wanton destruction of natural resources. Ghana presently lacks a mandatory standard for the mining industry. Known as the ISO 14001, the standard define how environmental management systems are supposed to work. The Ghana Standards Authority is working for the adoption of the international standards to minimize the impacts mining operations have on the environment. Dr. Samuel Frimpong is the Ashanti Regional Director of the GSA.
ISO 14001 is a document with clauses, how it should be done, what you have to meet, and all those things before you are then there. That standard is a voluntary document. So ISO document, which is voluntary, you cannot impose it on the industry. But we as Ghana Standards Authority, we are under the Ministry of Trade and Industry. So the moment the Trade and Industry Minister, or as Prof is pushing, the industry sees that, no, this can help us. So let's make that voluntary standard mandatory. When you bring it into a technical document, and that one enforcement can go on. And that one, nobody, there are penalty, there are all corrective action that has to follow. So all that will maybe pray that it happens. Is that what? The maybe Parliament, Ministry, the industry players to push this voluntary standard into what we call mandatory standard with LI following.
Dr. Frimpong was speaking in commemoration of the World Standards Day to create awareness on the importance of having standards for commodities. This year's theme is on a shared vision for better world standards for the changing climate. Dr. Frimpong spoke on a collective fight for a sustainable future.
So when we say shared vision for a better world, we are talking about the environment. That's why I mentioned the SDGs. SDGs in this era, we are talking about the most of the time this year, we are looking. Over the past years, we've been looking at the SDGs, all of them. But this team, or this year, we're looking at the SDG 9, which is more of this innovation, information security, all those things, you have to write a standard for it. So those things is what we are put in check.
For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Brightquick.
Now, President of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Engineer Mark Amwama, has indicated that government's flagship policies aimed at promoting a green economy and reducing emissions are plagued with infrastructure and funding challenges. According to him, the bottlenecks are reducing the impact of the policy. He was speaking at the SILT Ghana Logistics and Transport Conference 2024.
The SILT Ghana Logistics and Transport Conference 2024, which was themed Logistics and Transport Operation in the Green and Circular Economy, focused on deliberating on ways to facilitate efficient and eco-friendly operations to reduce the sector's contribution to greenhouse emissions. Sector players were urged to employ green practices in their operations. Delivering his address, President of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Engineer Mark Amwama, questioned the impact of some policy interventions of government, citing major challenges hampering their effectiveness.
The government already has introduced several policies there are a lot of environmental policies that has already been enacted, that has come into being, in fact, acts and policies. These policies are in place. All attempts have been made by the government to be able to drive this agenda. But what are we seeing? How significant has this been? Yes, that kind of green transformational effort that have been put in place by the government has its own challenges. It has its own threats and opportunities anyway. So, if I should let you know, despite all these efforts, some of the challenges that is being faced by the government has to do mainly with funding, how to fund green technologies. That is one main key thing. And you realize that it involves money. The electric policy has come in place, but you ask yourself, how many people are even bringing in that?
The Director of Policy, Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation at the Ministry of Transport, Irene Mesiba, emphasized government commitment to promoting green transportation in the country.
Government is committed to leading the way by creating an enabling environment, but the active engagement of logistics operators, vehicle manufacturers, service providers, and the general public is crucial for success. The impact of sustainability across all sectors will also be crucial to hitting net zero targets, and skills will be vital to this shift with the growing demand for green skills. I therefore want to take this opportunity to urge the CILT to take up this challenge and support individuals and organizations to grow and develop skills in green jobs.
The South Ghana Logistics and Transport Conference 2024 brought to the fore the critical roles of players in the transport and supply chain sector to economic growth.
Now, the European Union has emphasized its commitment to supporting sustainable agricultural projects aimed at increasing yields and empowering smallholder farmers. The head of cooperation at the EU delegation to Ghana, Massimo Mena, noted that employing sustainable innovative technologies will improve the living conditions of farmers in rural areas. He spoke at the Research for Development and Innovation, Agriculture and Learning (REDAL's) closing workshop for beneficiary farmers.
Research for Development and Innovation Agriculture and Learning project, REDAL, spanned 4 years, impacting over 11,000 farmers across 5 selected districts in the country. One of the key goals of the program was to deploy solar-powered multi-crop threshers and other innovative technologies to reduce post-harvest losses. The project also implemented financial support schemes to assist smallholder farmers in selected communities. Over the years, the European Union has embarked on various climate-sustainable farming projects aimed at boosting yields and empowering farmers. Massimo Mena, head of cooperation at the European Union, expressed optimism about the project's outcome.
I am very impressed because I could hear all the results which have been achieved during the 4 years of the implementation of the project, and it is very far-reaching. I think it's an excellent example of how we can help to more sustainable practices in the agriculture, how to introduce innovative technologies, because this can benefit not only the smallholder farmers who are the primary beneficiaries of this project, but also help the green transition in the country.
On her part, Faustina Kovo, Monitoring and Evaluation Officer at Friends of the Nation, the lead implementer of the project, called for an expansion to include more smallholder farmers.
The benefits of our projects are evident. The findings are clear. The technologies and innovations we have introduced are helping resolve farmers' problems, is improving farmers' production, is improving farmers' yield and farmers' income. So yes, scaling up to other regions is crucial. It will be beneficial to all farmers.
Aishatu Salifu, a beneficiary of the project, recounted how the innovative solutions rolled out have improved her yields.
REDAL project has helped us a lot, especially those living with disability, and we are in the farming sector. It helps us a lot in the ways that when it comes to treasuring, and we find it difficult to follow so that we can also get the car to do treasury of our crops. And at the same time, we also use manpower, like beating the maize in the sack and others. So that project has come into introduce the threshing machine for us, which makes our work easier.
To ensure the continuity of the project, the European Union handed over 10 multi-crop threshers, 15 portable farm sense soil testing kits, and 5 public address systems to the post-REDAL management committees.
You're watching The Marketplace. When we come back, let's talk tech. We'll be talking cryptocurrencies. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. Time to talk tech on The Marketplace. Binance, the world's leading blockchain and cryptocurrency infrastructure provider, is now allowing users in Benin, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Democratic Republic of Congo, Togo, and Senegal to purchase crypto directly through mobile money payments enabled through local partnerships. Here to tell us more is the lead for Eyes of Africa, Henry Kobler. Good afternoon to you, Henry. So what more do you know about this partnership?
Thank you very much, Daryl. So, Daryl, if you remember, the very first time we spoke about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin was running around $26,000. Today, Bitcoin is actually running around $67,000.
$67,000?
Yes.
Wow.
So, if you invested in Bitcoin at the very first time we had this conversation on TV, I'm sure that you would probably have made huge investment. But coming onto it, definitely, it's one of the things that I personally have sort of pushed as an agenda. To say that cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is really going to be one of the bedrocks for our financial institutions in the very few years to come. And if you're looking at a trend which is taken on by Binance, which is probably the biggest wallet company or software company that really trades with digital assets, you'd realizing that they're making so much effort into bridging that gap between, all the regions. And so they're not just focusing on the US market, or the less privileged markets are also sort of in place. And so Benin, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Congo, Togo, Senegal are now allowing mobile money to be used to buy cryptocurrency. And that's huge because, again, these are services that are so easy placed on for non-bankers and bankers together. And so if you are in any of these countries, that means that for now, you can sort of buy cryptocurrency directly from your mobile wallet, which is huge. And that's a bit of an advancement, which actually tells us that this is really close to us than we actually thought. And so for me, I'm looking at a bit of a trend where if these countries are all allowing Bitcoin and other digital assets to be bought from mobile money wallets, this is going to be like the next big thing when it has to be in terms of money transactions all across in Africa. What this means is that I could send money from my cryptocurrency wallet as Bitcoin or USDT or Ethereum directly to somebody in Togo or in Cameroon in a matter of seconds. And they should be able to have access to these funds through their mobile money wallet. And that should tell you that it means that the cryptocurrency sort of is getting closer and closer. And even the point where money transactions happens from border points now is getting to be raised based on the blockchain technology. And for me, it's a good news, but also scary. I'm looking at what financial institutions are looking into building on this as well, and generally preparing themselves for that massive change that is going to hit the financial markets.
Yeah, it makes you wonder for how long Ghana can hold off adopting cryptocurrency. The last we checked, the central bank was proposing new cryptocurrency regulations, the new rules which will be aimed at safeguarding against financial crimes in the digital assets sector. It talked about doing some sandbox testing by the end of August. We haven't heard news about the outcome of that, but it looks like it wouldn't be long before Ghana has to take that decision of adopting cryptocurrencies.
Yes, I mean, it's really going to be in that path. But I'm also looking at how Bank of Ghana is really looking at pushing in their e-currency, which is basically going to be the bedrock and the educational part of being able to use digital assets, and then basically rolling on to the mainstream digital assets that are available. But I really don't see so much being done, especially at the speed to which, I mean, these digital currencies are sort of being out there. Now it's sort of declared as, okay, you can be on, but again, it's running at a very fast speed and it deals with a lot. I mean, there are quite a number of people that are looking in this in terms of greed and in terms of investment points, in terms of being able to keep digital assets. When I go to the banks and I'm not able to access foreign Forex, I'm actually buying Forex on on digital assets. And so I'll probably be able to hold, let's say, $20,000 or $30,000 or $200,000 in digital assets. And I can still feel it's safe because based on the trends in the market and the encryptions that are sort of available enough to keep these assets, I think that there should be more in terms of the regulator side to get in. I'm sure that the regulator basically is doing a lot of studies, but again, the asset is not waiting for them.
All right, a bit of Binance news. Just as we're coming on the air, Nigeria has dropped money laundering charges against the detained Binance executive. You can check that out. But one more thing before we go, because we have just about a minute or two. WhatsApp has announced new features that will allow users to save contacts with their app. Tell us what you know about these new features and how is it helpful for businesses?
Amazing technology. I mean, they are running on the identity proof linked storage, which is an encryption storage system that they sort of put in. I mean, if you lose your WhatsApp and you sort of reconnect, you lose all your conversations and all. In this regard, WhatsApp is saying that they are able to keep all your contacts and you can actually tag them by usernames. And so whenever you're sending a contact to someone, you don't even need to share the number directly with them. You basically have to just share the username, and then people have conversations over the WhatsApp platform easily. And you can also get to keep all your conversations in one place, even when you have to lose the account. And again, you're also having to connect with Cloudflare, which basically has in terms of cryptography properties, basically to be able to protect changes that are done to these directories. That means that whenever you have to make major changes to, say, a contact or any otherwise, there's going to be a record, and this is going to be able to curb some fraud or people using WhatsApp contacts or people being able to hack into contacts for people's WhatsApp and being able to have conversations directly on there. This is amazing for me generally, but I feel that it's also a very sneaky way to get all our contact into a storage and cloud and being able to use AI to sort of understand what we're all doing and also advance their marketing prospects. But again, really it's technology. You can't actually take the privacy away. We've got to run. Good to see you. We'll talk sometime soon. Henry Kobler there. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com. On our top story, IMF projects 3% growth rate for Ghana by the end of 2024. myjoyonline.com/business. We'll be back same time tomorrow.